Alright, so someone wanted to know my settings for PS5 controls and graphics. So I'll show them now. On-demand texture streaming, I think this is only useful if you have fast internet. But I have mine on optimized. I'm not exactly sure what all of this does, to be honest. Motion blur, it's important you have both of these off. Film grain down to 0. My settings are set for the best frames so that you get fastest gameplay. But I also try my best to make the world, the map look the best and the graphics look the best that they can. Because I stream and make clips, I want everything to look good too. So my settings are set so that it's the fastest and it's still the best looking that it can look. Film grain down to 0, very important. Depth of field off. Fidelity cast, I have that on and set to 100. I believe it increases the sharpness. Now this setting you will only see if you are playing on a computer monitor, like I am. And if you're playing on a TV, I recommend you try getting a computer monitor. I have a fancy curved one, and I'm getting 120 hertz refresh rate, and I'm also getting 120 frames a second on my PS5, so that gives me really fast frames. It makes such a difference, you wouldn't believe it. So I really recommend trying to get a computer monitor, as long as it has 120 hertz refresh rate and you're getting 120 frames a second. Field of view, that is completely 100% up to you, however you want. I have mine at 110, but sometimes I change it depending on what map I'm playing. If I'm playing Building 21, so if I really want to, sometimes I'll change it to 120 on Building 21. But then if I'm playing a map like Al Mazrah, sometimes I'll even have it lower than 110. It can affect how much you see. Brightness, I have mine at 60. You shouldn't have yours too high, or the game will look like shit in your clips and in your stream. That's my graphics settings. One other graphics setting is, and this one is very important. It's an interface. It's very important for making the game look good. So what you would want to do is color customization, color filter on 2, color filter target on both, world and interface intensity on 100, and that will really help you. It'll make the colors pop a lot more. If you know like any better settings for this, or if you use any other ones, let me know in the comments. But I don't change any of this colors down here. I think everything should be default, but these settings here will make a huge difference for you. All this other stuff is all up to you. I do think it's important to have the center dot on. It makes it so that there's a little dot in the center of the screen. I have mine on the larger one, or you could try the largest one, the default. I think the largest one is too big, but I don't know, it's totally up to you. Alright, and then controller, I haven't really changed much on my controller. I have everything, all my buttons on default, and I'm using a regular PS5 controller. It doesn't have paddles. I had a paddle controller and I really didn't like it. But that's up to you. If you want controller with paddles on it, then get one. Buttons are completely up to you. One thing I would say though, my sensitivity is at 9. But one thing I would say is, one important thing I'd say would be, the dead zones are very important. So I have my left one at 2 and my right one at 17. My right stick has stick drift, so that's why it's at that. If it didn't, I would have it at 2 as well. But basically this is like the minimum or the least amount that you need to push on your controller for it to do something in the game. So, and it's also very important to have R2 and L2. These ones are very important if you want faster trigger, like shooting. So you won't have to push as far down on your L2 and R2 to shoot, if you have it set to 0.1. It'll save you like a split second. If you're trying to shoot, you only have to press onto the L2 or the R2 for an instant for it to shoot. It'll give you a teeny bit less of a delay. All this other stuff I'm pretty sure is at default. Mantle behavior, I have my slide set to inverted. Armor plate all. Automatic sprint, automatic tactical sprint is on. That will give you faster movement speed. I don't care what anyone says, it makes you move faster. Oh yeah, and if you have trigger effect on, definitely turn it off. If you're on a PS5, you want to have that off. And I don't know why it's even a thing in the first place. It makes it, I think what it was meant to do is make your feel like a trigger, like a gun, actual gun. Or I'm not sure what it does, but it basically, I'm not sure what it's meant to do, but basically what it does is it makes it slightly harder to shoot, and I don't know why you'd ever want that. And then audio. So audio, I had mine on soundbar for the longest time, but I recently just changed headphones and I'm kind of still experimenting myself what I want it to be on. I do actually recommend you use soundbar on most headphones. Game volume, oh yeah, so then these are important, of course. Music is 0, dialogue, that can be at whatever you want. Probably actually should lower mine.
Weapons have locatos.
Effects 100, you definitely want that at 100. War tracks should be at 0, but I put it on 30. Now the voice chat, all these volumes are completely up to you. The mic sensitivity, it all depends on what mic you have. Don't copy me, just figure it out for your own headset. And yeah, that would be it, I believe. Alright, well thank you for watching, I hope this helped.